Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to MaxSpeedTV. As the trucks are just now getting out on track for qualifying here tonight in the Drive for Autism 110 by MSPN. Welcome, guys. As always, I am your host for tonight's race. My name is KR Stolfus. I hope you guys are pumped and ready and excited for this season of trucks, our season opener right here tonight, going down town. Aaron Tolhurst across the line, going to be one of the first cars to turn in a lap time. As you can see, a lot of times getting turned in very quickly here. Chris Berg in the 67 right now, he is sitting on a pole with the fastest lap. Looks like he is slowing it down, gonna call it good for the moment. Heck of a lap time by him. A lot of drivers turning in times. We have a lot of cars here tonight. Man, oh man, it's going to be a very full evening here tonight. 31 drivers have taken a time so far. 11 machine of Brian Hacker out on track. Chris Mefford in the 46. Medford coming off of the tricky turn number 4. That's going to catch out a few drivers here all night long, and Medford going to move up into 4th place. Chris Berg still sitting on top. Bobby Summers shutting it down. Jeff Appelgren, here he is in the 7 machine to make his first start in the trucks here for us, with a Terry Stinks on the spoiler. Dustin Ping practicing his drifting skills in the 9 machine. Nailed it. Chris Parle in the 41. Right now he's currently 36th place. Mike Massengill in the 4 machine. Getting ready to post his first lap. 36th place for him. So far, 40 drivers have taken a lap time. We got 40 drivers in there with a lap time, so that is an amazing turnout here in the Drive for Autism 110. All right, not a lot of cars out on track right now. Troy Radford posting a 3rd best time. Joshua Spalding in 2nd, and Chris Berg still topping the charts. And man, I'll tell you, 41 drivers have turned a lap time. Tony Quadros in the 12 machine. Thought he was going to come out and turn a lap, but no, decided not to. So what a full field we got here tonight. Tony in the 12 gonna take it for a spin here. 38 seconds left in qualifying. We will have to step away for a little bit while we set up our next room due to the high amount of anticipated drivers in this field. It was set up in a tournament style. We will see who makes the field here tonight, who does not, while we wait for the next session to open up. See if we can't get a quick word in with tonight's sponsor, Rick Greenaway. That is gonna do it for qualifying the 12 machine. Tony Quadros right now in 43rd place. All right, guys. Well, that is going to do it for this qualifying session. We'll see if we can't get a quick word in here with our pole sitter. That is Chris Berg in the 67 machine. Chris, you put this thing on pole here tonight. How's this going to parlay into a race win?
I'm hoping so. I'm running one-armed actually for a while. I had shoulder surgery a couple weeks ago, so I'm actually pretty amazed to be able to hold up. There's definitely some fast guys in this field.
Well, nice lap, fast guys in this field or not. What do you think on the strategy here? Do you got an opening strategy, or is it just flat out, break when you see God kind of thing?
I have something in the back of my mind that I've been working with a couple guys. But we'll see here. It's going to be a long race.
All right, man. Well, good luck to you. Congratulations on the pole award presented by the Hub U-Sim giveaway. Make sure you check them out. And Chris, make sure you keep that car clean, and we'll talk to you again later in the race if you win this thing.
Look forward to it. Look forward to seeing an awesome broadcast, too.
Thank you very much. That is Chris Berg out here tonight in the Racing for a Cause Vapor Trail Clothing Series season opener, race number 1, getting ready to kick off. Man, oh man, I'll tell you what, guys, it's gonna be a great time. So we're gonna step away for a moment, set up the next session, and we will be right back after this.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing. the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as practice for our race is underway here. We got more cars on track. Qualifying is finished up. We'll get to our starting lineup here in just a minute, but before we do, let's do a quick interview with the one and only Rick Greenaway. Rick, how you doing out there tonight?
I'm all right there, KR. You know, it's Rockingham. It's kind of a battle, so just trying to survive the night.
Trying to survive the night. It'll be an interesting and exciting race, I know for sure, especially because you're out there, so it always makes for some great racing. But tonight's race is called the Drive for Autism 110. Tell us a little bit about what inspired you to name this race.
Well, most people know my oldest son is diagnosed with autism at age 3, so autism is just something that's close to my heart, something I, deal with on a daily basis. So, yeah, basically why I had this race be the Drive for Autism 110.
All right, man. Well, this is your race. Good luck to you, starting in 32nd place. So hopefully you can move to the front, and we'll get to interview you a little bit more.
Sounds good, buddy. Yeah, I'm always up for a good interview with the infamous KR.
Very infamous. All right, Rick, we'll let you go as gridding is taking place.
All right, buddy. Thank you. Have a good night.
You're welcome. That is Rick Greenaway, tonight's race sponsor, named the race, so to speak, however you want to call it. But let's go through our starting lineup, starting with our front row. Our lineup brought to you by Hilton Crafts and Designs. Don't forget the Hard Charger Award is going to be given out tonight. Had to take in a qualifying time and then get through the most cars here tonight. Row 2, Troy Radford, K.D. Osmond. Row 3, Chris Medford and Steve Baker. Row 4, Paul Henley, Ryan Matthews. Row 5 will be Tommy Haynes, Kyle Gilbert. Row 6, Tyler Hilton and Justin Rigsby. Row 7, John Johnson, David Roach. Row 8, Chad Meadows and Jerry West. Row 9, Will Dravicki and John Wimbish. Row 10, Tom Quattlebaum and Chad Collier. Row 11 will be A.J. Rogers and Dylan Blankenship. Row 12, Philip Martin, Ricky Harden, Brian Hacker, Bobby Summers, Matthew Spinks, Ray Radford, Dustin German, Jeffrey Clifton, Jeff Applegren, Andy Lambert, and row 16, row 17, row 18, Dustin Ping, Aaron Tolhurst, Chris Parle, Mike Massengill, and we're getting ready to go racing, guys. Green flag is out once again here in the Racing for a Cause series. This time it falls on the season opener at Rockingham. Down into turn number 1 we go. Chris Berg clearing the field very easily. Josh Spalding losing a little bit of ground on that start. Troy Radford in the 94 into second place with none other than the 88 of Katie Osmond in third. Just like that, we have already completed 1 lap. And now the 88 under heavy pressure from the 46 of Chris Medford. Medford, who had stepped away from last season right about the time the chase started due to a work. But here he is tonight. Glad to see him out here. This guy's going to get after it here. He's got to make up for some lost time as we go on board with Chris Medford, driver of Falcon Motorsports number 46. Down into turn number 3, this track very bumpy. We're going to see these drivers working that wheel all night long. Now the 51, Ryan Matthews on the back bumper of the 46. Meanwhile, Jerry West in the 86 working that high side, trying to find a way around the 09. Almost every driver took a qualifying time that was out here. We started all 43 drivers who took a qualifying time. Some great side-by-side racing action right now. Jerry West battling the 09 of David Roach. Oh, contact made with the 30 of Will Dravicki. Dravicki is not going to save it. He is going to collect a few others. Big pile up here at Rockingham down the backstretch. And Will Dravicki already on the pit lane, admitting defeat here early on as we're going to go to our MaxSpeedTV replay on board with that 30 machine. See these guys? Oh, that's the 39 machine. Sorry, I picked the wrong car. This is what I wanted to show you. All right, you know what? Pit stops are underway. Drivers in and out of the pit stalls here as quick as they can. Ryan Matthews deciding to stay out. He has not made a pit stop. Everyone else coming down pit road here for fuel and tires. Chris Berg gonna win the race off the pit road. Troy Radford in the 94 gonna follow him on out. Rest of the drivers clearing out now. So the 51 machine of Ryan Matthews not making a pit stop. We'll see how well that works out. Good time to experiment early on in the race. Let you know what you can do in the later stages, but this is going to be a good one here. That 51 machine maybe saved a little bit of his tires, maybe not. We're going to find out. We got a lot of drivers trying to get off a pit road before they go a lap down. It doesn't look like some of them are going to make it. The 0-1 and the 3 getting trapped a lap down there. Already we have several cars down a lap. Starting with the 21 of Ricky Harden, who has scored in 36th place. Ryan Matthews started 8th. Right now he is in first place, so leading some laps here. Chris Berg led the first 5 laps. Now Ryan Matthews has led the next 2. We'll check on our race progress. Matthews up 7. The 28 machine moving up 9 spots there. $16 by the 8, so some big movers already in this field. Field lined back up, ready to take another shot at this. "34 cars on the lead lap." We had an early incident here, putting some cars a lap down. But Ryan Matthews, control car, pace cars peeled off. Here we go. Green flag is out, and we're back underway here at Rockingham. Chris Berg on the outside on fresh tires, gonna drive it in deep into turn 1. He wants that lead back, but the 51 of Matthews doesn't want to give it up without a fight. And already the caution flag flying once again. Looks like maybe the 97. The 3 of Chad Meadows is involved in this. Now we got a shot to back this up and look what's happened here. Oh, big shunt there in the back of the pack. Field catching up to the pace car now. Chris Berg scored as your race leader. All right, guys, we're going to take a moment, step away, and we'll be right back after this. Field cycling around very slowly, very cautiously. Maybe that's why we call it a caution. Anyways, these drivers ready to get back on the throttle, get to the racing. And I'll tell you, it's gonna be a good one once we get this rolling. Lights are out on the pace car one more time around before the cars light them up again and send it off into turn number 1. Side by side they go. The 51 of Ryan Matthews was the control car last time. This time he finds himself on the outside. Don't forget he is on just a few lap older tires. It might be enough to make a difference here on this restart. Troy Radford in the 94 on the inside of row number 2 with Katie Osbin in the 88 on the outside of him. So here we go as they enter turn 3. Drivers are prepared. They've been waiting all winter for this race since it was announced. 43 drivers on the track. Here we go once again for our second restart. Green flag is out and we're back underway here at Rockingham. '51 of Matthews going way up high here. Losing a lot of ground, the 46 and the 55. That's Mefford and Baker. Now Mefford is going to find a way around. Meanwhile, Chris Berg opening up a little bit of time on Troy Radford. Ooh, big wiggle by the 46, but he gathers it back in. Yeah, can't call it a race car. I'm gonna try not to say race car. I'm gonna be broke. Race truck. These machines, huh? How about machines? These machines out here, all looking very fast, very sharp. Tommy Haynes in the 90 machine. Haynes right now in 5th place, and the caution flag is out once again. And it looks like heavy contact by the 33 of Ray Radford. We'll see what happened to this 33 machine coming down the front stretch. Contact with him in the 39. Looks like they're going to collect the 97 of Aaron Tolhurst as well. Chris Berg still your race leader. That smoking car is not a good sign for somebody's race. Ray Radford in 33 able to keep rolling around. Chad Collier, we saw him caught up in that as well. He's out there rolling still. Not sure who the smoker was. The 97 of Aaron Tolhurst, who was late to the crash. Heavy damage on that thing, trying to see how many laps he can turn before she blows. And everyone back on pit road again already. Doug Johnson's gonna stay out this time. Tom Quattlebaum stayed out. And Chris Berg, first one off of pit road very easily. We'll see if anyone pits this time. Ray Radford will be hitting pit road. The 3 machine pulling down as well of Chad Meadows. But Doug Johnson being scored as your race leader. Doug not making a pit stop this time. Gonna pick up a lap lead point here. Doug started 40th and has moved his way up into first. That is a lot of movement to the front by that 8 machine. And I'll tell you what, he would be the winner of the Hilton Crafts and Designs Hard Charger Award. Allow him to have that $5 award if the race were to end right now. That's something to keep track of here, the hard chargers. Chris Berg, our Hub Used Sim Giveaway Pole Award winner in the 67. Right now he is in a 4th place, and for this restart he is going to be 2nd row outside. Tom Quattlebaum and the 08 Falcon Motorsports driver. On the inside of Chris Berg. See if old Tom will take us for a restart down here at Rockingham in this race truck. Not a race car. Pace car holding the field up. 71 of Joshua Spalding. Watching the leader. Johnson on the inside. He is the control car. Green flag is out, and here we go once again. Down into turn number 1. Quattlebaum with a good run. Johnson having to back up the outside lane though. Really charging through. They got some fresher tires. And caution is out once again. Justin Rigsby in the 99. Let's see what happened to Rigsby. Oh, I'm sorry, in the 05. Just an accordion effect and a stack up, and Rigsby's going to get sideways here. That is enough to bring out first caution for Rigsby. We mentioned it, AJ Riders sporting the Hub Used Sim giveaway on his hood. You guys can find them on Facebook along with the Hilton Crafts and Designs. But more importantly, this is the Racing for a Cause Vapor Trail Clothing Truck Series, and they are celebrating Austin Wheatley's birthday. You can go to Vapor Trail Clothing, use the promo code BIRTHDAY26, and receive 26% off of your purchase at Vapor Trail Clothing, the title sponsor for this series. Not only are they the new title sponsor for Racing for a Cause, that's something to celebrate, but they are also celebrating a birthday, so make sure you use your promo code BIRTHDAY26 for that. Spalding out front in the 71 machine. Spalding giving that number a good run here. Been a while since we've seen 71 out on track. Good to see that number return to the racing surface, even if it's a normal driver in a Racing for a Cause. New drivers, new faces, new cars, new trucks, all sorts of new stuff comes out every once in a while. Everything changes. All right, guys, we're gonna step away for just a moment, and we'll be right back after this.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Field lining up once again for another restart. We are working a series of cautions here. This is caution, I believe it says 3, but I think it should be number 4 here. Could be wrong. What do I know? I can't count much anyways. 85 laps to go. We've had 4 lead changes. Chris Berg leading the most laps so far with 15 laps led. Getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. All the drivers anxious to get rolling. Pace car is off. Here we go. Spalding with a good jump over Chris Berg. Turn 1, pulling away is Chris Berg from the 51, closing the gap on the 71. If he can get a run into the corner here, backs it up way much. Oh my goodness. And then gets a great run off of turn number 4. Chris Berg to the inside. He wants that top spot back. Berg has it. He's going to open the door for the 51 of Matthews to get through as well. So Joshua Spalding dropping back 2 spots. Now make it another one as the 88 of Osmond is going to dive down underneath him. And just like that, we are back under caution. I believe this time it's going to go to the 7 of Jeff Applegren, and he is going to get turned and into the inside wall there. It'll look like another stack up once again as these guys were trying to get through turns 1 and 2. All right, no one quite yet onto pit road. Check in on a few other drivers. Rick Greenaway in the 69. We got to interview him as what this race means for him, as it is the race he named the Drive for Autism 110. Right now, Greenaway is running in 19th spot after starting a 42nd, so moving through the field very nicely here. See if we can't get a quick word in with our race leader. Well, we already talked to him. Let's see, maybe the 51 of Ryan Matthews. Let's see, I'm trying to find him here. Ryan Matthews, this is KR up in the broadcast booth. You got your ears on, bud?
Yes, sir.
Ryan, you are sitting in 2nd place here. Gonna have to restart on the outside. How difficult is that in the trucks here at Rockingham?
It's actually not that bad. At the beginning of the race, I've drove from 8th to 4th in like 3 laps, starting on the outside. But once some laps get on the tires, it gets really tight off of 2, and it's easy to knock that wall down. But I mean, it's not that bad. You can stay with them, and you could clear them if you can just hit that turn 1 and 2 right. Well,
hitting turn 1 and 2 correctly on that restart, very important. getting that good run down the backstretch. But Chris Berg in that 67 machine looking pretty stout. You think you got anything for him?
Yeah, we'll have to see. We haven't really had a green flag run yet, but I did run over someone a couple laps ago, or maybe around lap 10. Got a little front end damage, so hopefully that doesn't affect me too much. But I think I got something for him. We'll just have to see how it all plays out.
All right, Ryan Matthews, before we let you go, any shout outs, thank yous, sponsors you'd like to mention?
Yeah, I gotta thank my dad with S&M Auto Service, and David Roach for sending me to this league, and that's pretty much it.
All right, man. Well, lights are out on the pace car. Good luck to you, and hopefully we'll talk to you again in Victory Lane.
Thanks, man.
Ryan Matthews, driver of the 51 machine. Getting a quick word in with him. Lights are out on the pace car here in the Racing for a Cause Vapor Trail Clothing Truck Series. Race number 1, 32 laps into the books. Intense moment while these drivers wait. You gotta do everything you can to keep yourself calm when you're in the car. Don't let your adrenaline get too high, especially right here on a restart. You can really let your imagination run away with you when you got time to think about and try and make a move here. But Chris Berg in the 67. Here we go. Green flag out once again. Down into turn 1 they go. Berg, Matthews battling it out for the lead. The 71 and Josh Spalding sitting in third. Aaron Tolhurst slow car on the outside lane. Easily handled by Berg and Matthews. Side-by-side action between A.J. Rogers and David Roach. And also the 11 of David Hacker and Matthew Spinks in the 53. And now the 28's trying to get in underneath Spinks. Tolhurst, gonna make it 3 wide here off of 4. Made it work though. Can go on board with Dakota Bryant in the 78, sporting kidney cancer awareness on the hood. Bouncing that car like crazy. There's $1 in the bin. Bouncing that truck through the corners here at Rockingham. Very difficult to keep that wheel nice and steady. But back up front we go. The 67 still leading, has led for 23 laps. So far that truck has been the one to beat. Second place Matthews, Spalding in third, Radford is fourth, and Dale Osmond sitting in 5th place. Osmond in the 88 machine, following that 94. Down through the corner, and you just see how much he's working that wheel here. Pretty steady through the bumps. That's going to be good on the long runs. Don't want to be jerking the wheel around. Maybe end up wearing out your front tires and developing a major push at the end of a long tire run. Right behind Osmond is the 55 of Steve Baker. Baker started 6th, running 6th in the SRTV network machine. Truck looking very sharp, very clean. Raced very closely against Steve Baker in the IndyCar series that Racing for a Cause did. Very talented and fierce driver in those IndyCars. It was a lot of fun. Huh? Can't wait to get back out on track with a bunch of these guys again. Falcon Motorsports drivers going at it here. Tyler Hilton, Chris Mefford. I'm sorry, that was not Mefford. That was Quattlebaum. Gotta give me a minute to get used to the new paint schemes. A lot of new stuff out there. 08 of Tom Quattlebaum. Started 19th, currently up 10 positions and running in 9th place. Great camera shot right over his shoulder. Now 2 wide as the 0-3 of Paul Henley trying to make a pass on him. Down into turn 1 he's gonna go. He's gonna make the pass to 90, washing up a little bit there. Able to keep it off of each other, and Quattlebaum only losing 1 spot that corner. Meanwhile, the race up front. Chris Berg leading this thing. 31 laps led for Berg. Only a matter of time before we really start seeing these guys searching around for some extra grip, some extra time. They're starting to get some laps on their tires now. The track is starting to heat up on the inside lane. We still got several drivers out here in this race. We have 28 cars on the lead lap. Jerry West in the 86 machine, the last car on the lead lap. And then Chad Meadows, Tony Quadros, 2 cars, 1 lap down. And then another car, Ray Radford, he is 3 laps down. He is scored in 31st. Aaron Tolhurst in 32nd. He is 16 laps down. And Will Dravicki has just hit pit road. He's been on and off pit road. In that 30 machine, we saw him go for a spin on the backstretch earlier in this race. Looks like that machine is not quite to his liking just yet, so he's out working on some more of that damage. Spalding and Radford coming out on top of that, making the pass there. Radford, a WB3 driver. Matthews just has not given up this chase that he has been putting on the 67. Matthews going to dive down to the inside here. Maybe thought about trying to make something stick, but Berg running a line that allows that entry to be widened out a little bit. Then he gets onto the throttle and the car turns when he gets, oh, there's another dollar. The truck turns when he gets on the throttle, and he's using that to get some very good runs down the straightaway. Meanwhile, Matthews able to drive in deep into the corner. But now they're coming up on some slower lapped cars. We'll see how this affects this battle here. One of them's gonna get out of the way. Aaron Tolhurst moving up to the high side once again. Let drivers by. Intense battle for the lead here as Matthews really just keeps hounding that 67. You gotta wonder, is anyone pushing their tires past the limit here? If we stay green for a full tire run, who's gonna have the most at the end? Radford sitting in 3rd. Spalding falling to 4th. And Steve Baker just making a pass on the 88 of Osmond. So put Baker now into the top 5. But Osmond taking a shot and a look down below, but nothing there. So he's going to tuck in the line. So give Baker 5th place. Move Osmond back one, but Dale Osmond's going to be able to recover lots of time here as the caution's going to come out. And Rick Greenaway in the 69 machine, looking a little tore up. Smoking out of that machine, not a good sign here tonight. We go to a replay. Let's figure out what happened to Rick Greenaway in the 69. Greenaway hard into the wall. Major contact with that front end and that inside wall. Saw him get tight coming off the corner. Bounce off that outside wall and then just drill that inner pit wall right there. Well, I don't know why it switched like that. Kind of annoying. So Rick Greenaway, not going to be too happy with that, but that's going to give us a shot to see some cars on pit road. Chris Berg hitting his pit stall cleanly. Spalding as well. All drivers taking 4 tires and fuel here. Someone from the back may gamble with 2. The 51 of Matthews away cleanly, and I believe Matthews is going to win the race off pit road. Chris Berg going to be second. So new leader Ryan Matthews led for 3 laps earlier this race. Back out front he goes. And that very well could be the easiest way around Chris Berg. Pass him on pit road. All right, we're going to reset some things here, guys. We'll be right back. Here we go, folks. Restart getting ready to happen. Ryan Matthews on the loud pedal. Chris Berg on his outside. Green flag is out. We're back underway here at Rockingham. That 51 machine is going to send it down off into turn number 1 with Chris Berg hot on his tail. Berg letting him get away just a little bit. Hopefully all the drivers get through turns 1 and 2 cleanly, as Ryan Matthews would like to try and open up a bit of a gap on the rest of this field, but Chris Berg saying, no, not quite yet, sir. I want my lead back. Here he comes with a great run down the front straightaway. Matthews entering a little bit higher there, but he's going to run down the corner, maybe trying to get learned something about Chris Berg's line while he was watching him run it. Now Berg once again looking to the inside down the front stretch. Got a nose on him. He's going to have the lane down below. Matthews going to fight hard on that outside lane. Not quite cleared yet as they're going to drag race down the backstretch. Matthews going to lose a little bit of ground here through this corner, and Berg going to clear him by a caution. Matthew Spinks getting torn up here in the 53. Go to our MaxSpeedTV replay. AJ Rogers just getting into the back of Spinks. Spinks trying to save it here. And then a little bit of what looked like running out of room. We go on aboard with Spinks here. Slight bump from behind as he got into the corner. Then another one as he was coming off the corner. So Spinks hitting pit road. Caution very fortuitous for Chris Berg as he had just gotten around Ryan Matthews, or just cleared him. Aaron Tolhurst in the 97 machine out on track still. Saw him smoking not too long ago, so they were able to fix that. Do want to point out we have 29 trucks on the lead lap. Ray Radford in 30th place. He is 6 laps down. Rick Greenaway 31st. He has packed it up and gone behind the wall and headed home for the night. Jason Anderson in 33rd place. Jeff Applegren 34th. 35th going to Ricky Harden. Will Dravicki on a pit road, hasn't yet left pit road, has been there for a while now. He is scored in 36th. Kyle Gilbert in the 37th. Dylan Blankenship 38th. 39th going to Jeffrey Clifton. 40th Philip Martin. Andy Lambert will be 41st. 42nd going to Peyton Johnson, and Tyler Sabo will be 43rd here tonight. Let's see if we can't get a chance to talk to Joshua Spalding, maybe. That 71 machine. And nope, sure can't talk to him. Alrighty. Well, we'll see if we can't talk to Troy Radford in the 94 machine. Troy, how you doing out there tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. Just kind of dealing with a little bit of craziness right now, but we're all right.
You're all right. Well, that truck looking pretty straight, so craziness not affecting that so far.
No, yeah, it's been pretty good. Got a little bit of rear damage on one of the checkups there, but you know, we survived only a couple of seconds worth, so hopefully we can get everything moving.
Well, that 94 sporting a kidney on it somewhere, I'm sure. What is it going to take? What is it going to take for you to get a good start here?
Honestly, it's just timing everything right now. I mean, starting on the outside and second is never good there. Like Ryan's kind of stuck here, but you know, hopefully I can get a good time with Berg and you know, kind of get second and then chase him down. So everybody's real close. We have an extremely strong field here tonight. So the competition level's pretty hard to get by everybody, you know.
All right, man. Well, we'll let you go. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us, and good luck.
All right, thank you much.
That was Troy Radford in the 94 machine, driving the National Kidney Foundation. Aaron Tolhurst in the 97, quickly trying to make it onto pit road. And gonna crash into the pace car, but here we go. Green flag is out once again. Chris Berg with a great start. Radford gonna slide into third here, right behind Spalding, or I'm sorry, Ryan Matthews in the 51. The 71 is Spalding, losing a little bit of ground here as Osmond's gonna battle for that 5th spot, and Spalding is gonna be able to drop down in front of him. Steve Baker in the 55, now into 4th place, all over the back bumper of Troy Radford. And it looks like Tyler Hilton in the 52 machine and teammate Chris Mefford, they're running 7th and 8th. A good run for these guys. We are past the halfway point, so the race on the downhill side of the lap counting. Aaron Tolhurst riding that high side, trying to stay out of the way. The 90 machine of Tommy Haynes, he is in 9th place. And then rounding out our top 10, Paul Henley in the 03. We saw Henley go for a little bit of a spin earlier. At least I think it was Henley. Don't know if it was. He's done a great job at recovering, as he is in 10th place right now. In the 11th place, a driver is the 11 machine of Brian Hacker. As he's gonna make a move on the 03 here, driving it deep into turn 1, washing up just a little bit. Side by side, they battle into 3, and contact made. A little bit of a door ding to the 03, but kept it under control. Now put Brian Hacker into 10th place. Meanwhile, Steve Baker, he is on a mission. Now he has moved into 3rd place after getting around Radford. Baker setting his sights now on the 51 of Matthews. Just about 40 laps to go in this thing. Plenty of time to gain a spot or two. Looking through our battling fields here. Trying to spot where a good fight might be going down. Got a bunch of cars right here. That's the 11, the 28, and the 56. Brian Hacker, Dustin German, John Wimbish. All those guys have gotten around the 03 of Paul Henley. Henley losing some ground. And now Justin Rigsby in the 05 setting his sights on what seems to be a wounded 03 machine, as that Henley is backing up through the field here. Rigsby gonna make a move to the inside, thinks better of it. And try it on the front stretch. Got to get his run timed just right. And not this time, maybe, as they come off of turn number 2. Rigsby and Henley going at it here for 13th spot. Meanwhile, the 90 machine of Tommy Haynes underneath the 46 of Chris Mefford. Ooh, very close one there, as Haynes drove in fairly deep, washed up just a little bit, and now put Haynes in to 8th spot. Medford slides to 9th, and Brian Hacker looking all over that back bumper like he might get a piece of it. Meanwhile, the battle up front stays the same. Chris Berg in the 67, a 51 of Ryan Matthews in 2nd, but Steve Baker in the 55 machine has closed the gap on these guys, and Baker trying to find a way around the 51 now. That 55 machine coming alive here in the later stage of this race. Putting down much faster laps. Baker is about a 1/10 of a second faster a lap until he caught up to him. Now he's got to figure out how he's got to get around them. Cars moving out of the way. Man, oh man, I'll tell you what. I'm going to be saying cars a lot in reference to the trucks. I'm going to be broke. Three-way fight for the lead starting to shape up here with Chris Berg leading the most laps at 60. He's going to lock down most laps led here tonight as we got one car trying to drift around the corner here. Looks like that machine was heavily damaged. And it's the 46 of Chris Medford. Medford trying to make it to pit road. Not sure what happened to him, so we're going to back this up and see if we can figure it out. Medford and Haynes contact. Medford gets into the wall. Brian Hacker gets into Medford. All this happens below the racing line, so no caution. And now the caution is going to fly as we do have another car around here. And I believe that time it was Chris Medford. He was trying to work his way to pit road. And Medford gonna wash up in front of Chris Berg and collect another car. Did not quite see who that was. The 88 of Dale Osmond, heavy contact with Medford. The 90 of Haynes getting involved. Oh, wow, that is just rough going there for several of our fast drivers. The pit stop's underway now. Chris Berg into his pit stall. Troy Radford gonna miss it a little bit there. Radford gonna lose some spots in this pit cycle. Radford backing up here on a missed pit stall. Chris Berg in the 67 gonna come out of pit road as your race leader. Matthews in the 51, holding on to second. Steve Baker still in third. Josh Spalding in the 71 will be fourth. And Troy Radford gonna be in fifth place now. Field gonna take the green flag here with the laps starting to wind down. Well, I'd like to try and get a word in with Steve Baker, but he is showing that he is unavailable for interviews, so that's unfortunate. But I'll tell you, good to have him in a third. See if he can't win this thing. Maybe charge and give Chris Berg a run for his money. Berg, that 67 very, very stout all night long. Lights are out on the pace car. Field lining up side by side for this restart. Driver's very patiently waiting. We're patiently waiting as well. Chris Berg, the control car, and gonna be able to go whenever he wants as soon as the pace car exits the track. And then he's gonna get on it and gonna get a good jump over Matthews in the 51. Matthews is going to come roaring back and try and get him as they come off at turn number 2 here. Down the backstretch they go. Steve Baker fending off a challenging 71 of Joshua Spalding. And Berg puts another lap in the books as we are on lap 85 of 110 now. Steve Baker all over the back bumper of that 51 machine. Baker started 6th, currently running in 3rd. Some great racing here tonight at Rockingham in the Drive for Autism 110. Had a few cautions, but nothing wrong with that. Some hard racing will do that. And Chris Berg right now, though, got easy sailing, no cars in front of him. He's got a lot of cars behind him. 25 cars on the lead lap. 25 trucks on the lead lap. Dustin Ping in the 9, the first car 1 lap down. He is scored in 26th. That 9 machine looking a little beat up on the front end, but not the worst looking truck out there. And I'm not talking paint schemes. Matthew Spinks in the 53 right in front of him. I saw Spinks go for a ride not too long ago. Looks like he's having a hard time recovering from that as he is sitting in 23rd. Doug Johnson in the 8, one of our lap leaders early on in this event. Right now he is sitting in 21st place. And Chad Collier in the 39, he is sitting in 20th as he's going to dive down underneath the 13 of Bobby Summers. Summers going to lose a spot to put Collier into 19th position. I want to check in on a buddy of mine. That was the 41 of Chris Parle. Started 38th, running in 18th place. Great to see Chris out here racing with us tonight. I tend to know him as Iowa Farmer. He's a farmer from Iowa. His Twitch name and YouTube name, Iowa Farmer. He's real creative. I like him. I like his style. He's battling for 17th place with Mike Massengill and Tony Quatros in the 12. The 4 machine of Mike looking underneath the 12, but nothing gonna happen there. In front of these guys, Paul Hindley in the 03 machine, and then the 3 of Chad Meadows That is 14th and 15th. Meadows in a 14th spot. That 3 truck has gone around a few times here tonight. He's still out there, still soldiering on. Never quit, never give up kind of attitude. As it looks like the 12 of Tony, big wiggle coming off the corner, gonna gather it in, but lose several spots. As we now got just about 15 laps to go, 16 laps to go. Steve Baker in the 55 making his move on Matthews. Baker pulled down underneath him coming off a 2. Clears him by the time they're off a 4. So put Baker into second. Now he's got to set his sights on Chris Berg. Baker hugging that yellow line, trying to shorten the track up as much as possible. Getting a good run down the straightaway here. Drives it in pretty deep. Nice entry though, holding that line. Not the easiest thing to do, because we got a smoker, I think. Our smoking car was the 39 of Chad Collier. It's Chad pulling it on the pit road with some damage. Oh, is Troy Radford's gonna get into the inside wall. And the 94 machine heavily torn up, gonna bring out another caution here. Someone needs to tell that man to take it easy on the kidney. He clobbered that wall a ton. Bradford battling with Spalding and Matthews. Spalding in the 71 gets a good run off of the corner. Looks like he gets into the back of Radford, and that's enough to turn Radford, but then heavy contact. Not sure who else got a piece of that. Very slight contact. And I still couldn't tell who that was. The 2 torn up race cars here. That is going to really shake up the front of this field, as it looks like we're going to have several drivers on a pit road. Chris Berg, one of them. Steve Baker not making a pit stop here. Joshua Spalding in the 71 staying out as well. So Berg gonna have fresh tires, and he is gonna restart, I believe, in 5th place if he can get rolling here. Justin Rigsby gonna beat him off the pit road, so the 05 of Rigsby, he's gonna be the first car on fresh tires. He's gonna be restarting 5th. With less than 10 laps to go when the green flag comes out. He is going to be able to make some moves here. Rigsby started 12th, running in 5th. Dustin German in the 28, he is sitting in 3rd. We mentioned him briefly, but haven't really got to talk a whole lot about him here tonight. Dustin was able to pick up a win or 2 last season in the Racing for a Cause series in the Xfinity car. He would be a good candidate for the Hard Charger Award. But Dustin would like to pull off a win here, but he's going to have his hands full. He's going to be one of the first drivers these fresh tires come across. He's going to have to battle very smart here, knowing that he's at a bit of a disadvantage with these older tires. Four cars stayed out. Everyone else came down pit road. Be watching row number 3. Row 3 is where our first set of fresh tires is coming. Josh Spalding in the 71. Pulling down to the inside here. That's going to move Doug Johnson in the 8. On to front row outside, Steve Baker in the 55. Control car for this restart. It's going to give Chris Berg one more spot on the field, or in the row. And Steve Baker, here we go, getting on the throttle. Chris Berg, Justin Rigsby, fresh tires battling it out there. Here comes Justin Rigsby in the 05. He's picked off one already. Got to run down the straightaway to try and get by Dustin German. German not giving up that inside lane. Gonna make Rigsby work for it, holding him up here a little bit, but Rigsby gonna get down underneath him this time and get a run down the straightaway into turn number 1. Oh, big pile up in the back behind these guys. The field is stacked up here at the end of the race with 7 laps to go. We're gonna get another restart in. And man, did they tear up some trucks in this one. Chris Berg, Doug Johnson making contact going into the corner, stacking up everyone else. John Wimbish in the 56 getting the slight piece of it. We go on aboard with Tyler Hilton. Hilton saves it. He is going to come out in a 5th place in this situation. Nobody hitting pit road just yet. Tony Quadros on pit road, caught up in that accident. Chris Berg in the 67, he's also hitting pit road. Dominant performance by him. Looks like his chances at winning it have gone out the window. Nothing is impossible here, but it's definitely going to be a lot more difficult for that 67 to win the race right now. Going to be even harder for Justin Rigsby in the 05. He's going to have just a few laps to make this work, but he is going to restart on the inside right behind Steve Baker. Dustin German could be the odd man out in this situation and lose a lot of ground, as he could end up getting freight trained, as everyone else behind him is on fresher tires. Steve Baker gonna try and hold this victory in his tightly closed fist, as right now it's his to lose, but a tough challenger in Justin Rigsby with those 4 fresh tires. 21 cars on the lead lap still. We started 43 here tonight. Oh, I'm sorry, we started 36. I keep saying 43, but we started 36. Lights are out on the pace car. Steve Baker's got to find a way to hold on to this lead. Justin Rigsby's gonna be all over him, and we're gonna go green flag racing for the final 2 laps. Either way, only one person can win this race. Call it now, pick your driver, because they're getting ready to really let it fly here. Steve Baker, Dustin German, row number 1 for this restart. Row 2 will be Justin Rigsby and Tom Quattlebaum in the 08. And Baker's gonna get on the throttle, and German spun the tires a little bit, but it looked like Rigsby got caught napping, and Dustin German gonna clear him cleanly. Steve Baker out front now, running away with it if he can. Baker looking for the white flag as he works his way through 3 and 4. White flag in the air. Steve Baker, one more time around on our older tires. Can he make it work? Dustin German under heavy pressure from Rigsby in the 05. Final lap, final time. Here comes Steve Baker, race number 1 in the Racing for a Cause Vapor Trail Clothing Truck Series goes to Steve Baker in the 55. Dustin German gonna bring it home. Second and third place will be Justin Rigsby in the 05. So what an absolutely wild race we had out here tonight. And it has come to a conclusion with Steve Baker coming out on top. I'm gonna watch him burn this one down as we set up our post-race show. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we got our top finishers here for their well-deserved interviews. And I'll tell you what, we're going to start with Steve Baker in the 55. Steve, man, I'll tell you, you stayed out on older tires, had to feel a little bit nervous when fresh tires were only 1 row behind you.
Yeah, definitely. I was thinking there, you know, with only 10 or so laps left when that caution popped, that, most people would stay out, given track position was kind of tough with just how bumpy this track was. It was tough to get by people. And then the field decided to drop down pit road, and I think it was only 3 or 4 cars that stayed out, so I was definitely a little nervous.
However, it didn't affect you one bit. You looked solid out there. Led 12 laps. Brought home the most important lap lead, winning this race in the opening race of the season. How's that feel?
It feels awesome. Last week at the Dover practice race, I had good speed and ended up winning that one, and so I felt good coming into tonight. Big shout out to Troy Radford, going with him, and Jerry West on a bunch of settings that for my wheel and pedal and stuff that have helped quite a bit to get speed back, and so big thanks to those guys for helping out.
All right, man. Well, that 55 machine looking clean, looking sharp, looking great in victory circle. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Any shout outs, thank yous you'd like to give before we let you go one last time?
Yeah, apart from the help Troy and Jerry gave, big shout out there to Dustin, my teammate there, for running second, and good run for him, and thanks for the great broadcast as always, and yeah.
All right, Steve Baker, nice job in that 55 truck, getting it done out here, winning the opening race here tonight. So congratulations to our race winner. Now it's time to move on to our second place finisher, and that is Dustin German in the 28 machine. Dustin, you had a great race here going on at the end, and you were able to fend off Justin Rigsby, as I try and catch up to what I'm thinking.
Yeah, just thank God Justin's a good friend of mine. I threw a few blocks on him there. If it was somebody else, they might have turned me, but yeah, we were on older tires. The truck really felt good on older tires, but up against our competition with fresh tires, we were pretty much sitting ducks, so we had to kind of get out front as far as we could and do what we could with what we had.
Well, you managed to hold off Rigsby, and you know, it could bring it home in second place, the last car on older tires. How much slower do you feel that truck was on 20-some lap tires?
It wasn't as slow as you would think it would be because the track's so bumpy, and like I said, the truck felt better on older tires. So I think the truck was just a little bit faster, you know, on older tires for myself anyway, as far as, you know, being able to drive it. But yeah, we didn't have many laps. If we'd have went a 5 or 10 lap stint there, we both probably would have got past. But man, I can't say enough starting 29th and finishing second. Man, that was a chore, but it was fun.
Well, you're definitely going to be in the running for the Hilton Crafts and Designs Hard Charger Award with a pass through the field like that. So congratulations on that. Before we let you go, shout outs, thank yous, sponsors.
Yeah, man, I want to thank the sponsor on my hood, SRTV. I got American Foundation for the Blind on the back. I want to thank UKR, MaxSpeedTV. I want to thank RFC for putting it on, and I like seeing everybody's causes out there. This league stands for a good cause, you know, for a bunch of causes, and it's just awesome that we could get everybody together to kind of stand behind that and, you know, dedicate this year to that.
All right, man. Well, nice job bringing it home second. We look forward to seeing you next week as well.
Thanks, Carl.
Dustin German, driver of the 28 machine, bringing it home second. Now it's time to talk to our third place finisher, Justin Rigsby. Justin, fresh tires, had a good shot at it, just couldn't pull it off.
Well, KR actually took 2 tires, and let me tell you, that was fun. It was a little looser, especially on the restart. It took me a little bit to get going, with a little bit of tire spin, and as Dustin said, he did throw some blocks there, but we've raced hard together for quite some time, so I mean, nothing too crazy, but hopefully he'll expect that in the future as well if I'm ever in that spot. But man, it was fun.
Well, it looked like a great race out there. Looked like a lot of fun for you as well, but that 05 truck bringing it home third had kind of a battle the entire time just to get up there. You worn out?
I am a little bit. This track, You know, it's still new to me, but we're learning. It's a fun track once you get going. We went to the back early, and it was a task to get back up here and try to two tires a couple times, and didn't work quite as well. But you know, with under 5 to go, I thought I could hold off everyone behind me because we'd gotten to a pretty good groove there at the end. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Well, man, I'll tell you, congratulations once again. Before we let you go, shout outs, thank yous.
Yeah, I'd like to thank water.org for moving up to the truck series with us. Attitude Graphics for, you know, giving us this beautiful design. Also, you know, bring a little bit of awareness to domestic violence as well. I believe it's on my quarter panel. Just hope to keep it up and give awareness to all these guys in the future.
All right, man. Well, future is what it will be. Will we see you out here next week?
I sure hope so. We're starting off the season good.
All right, Justin Rigsby, nice job out there tonight, bringing it home in 3rd place in that 05 machine. Gonna light them up a little bit more in celebration. So thank you very much for joining me out here tonight. It was a wild race with quite a few people out there. Time to go through our finishing order. Steve Baker bringing it home first, Dustin German second, 3rd place going to Justin Rigsby. Tyler Hilton will be 4th, and AJ Rogers sneaking into 5th place here. 6th, Tom Quattlebaum. 7th, Paul Henley. 8th will be Dakota Bryant. 9th, Jerry West, and 10th place going to Ryan Matthews. 11th will be Joshua Spalding. 12th, Matthew Spinks. 13th, Bobby Summers. 14th, David Roach, and 15th will be Dustin Ping. 16th place, Mike Massengill. 17th, Doug Johnson. 18th, John Johnson. 19th, Tony Quadros, and 20th place going to Chris Parle. Chad Meadows will be 21st. 22nd, Chris Berg. 23rd, John Wimbish. 24th, Brian Hacker. 25th will be Ray Radford. Troy Radford will be 26th. 27th place going to Chad Collier. Dale Osmond will be 28th. 29th going to Tommy Haynes. And 30th will be Chris Mefford. 31st, Aaron Tolhurst. Rick Greenaway, 32nd. 33rd will be the 92 machine of Jason Anderson. 34th, Jeff Applegren. 35th, Ricky Harden. 36th, Will Dravicki, Kyle Gilbert, Dylan Blankenship, Jeffrey Clifton, and the 26th machine of Philip Martin will be 36th through 40th. And 41st, Andy Lambert, Peyton Johnson, 42nd, and 43rd, Tyler Sabo. So guys, thank you very much for joining me in the opening race of this season. Don't forget, guys, that Vapor Trail Clothing Series is hosting a sale on their website. Check them out. Make sure you use promo code BIRTHDAY26 and receive 26% off of your purchase. So guys, that'll do it for us here at The Rock. Thank you very much for joining us, and I hope everyone enjoyed their time here as much as I did. And as always, see you next week.